Hello everyone, this is Prajakta Kambal. In this video, I am going to present process of planning as my presentation subject for perspectives of management. So let's start the video. The contents of my presentation are introduction, importance of planning, types of planning, advantages and disadvantages. So first we see planning. What is planning? Planning, or it is also called as forethought, is a process of thinking about and organizing the activities required to achieve a desired goal. Then what are the importance of planning? Planning provides clear sense of direction and purpose of activities of an organization. In fast changing organizations, planning based on hard facts and data helps managers to reduce risk of uncertainties. Planning helps to establish coordinated efforts from various divisions, departments, and people. Planning helps accomplish an optimal utilization of physical and human resources, leading towards cost reduction, higher efficiency, and productivity, which leads to better economy. Planning helps in providing guidelines and thus facilitate decision making. Planning avoids duplication of efforts and overlapping of tasks and responsibilities, reducing wastage. Planning helps to remain competitive. Control is key to success of any organization, and in order to control there has to be a plan. If employees participate in planning process, it boosts their morale and develops a broad mentality and thinking of achieving organizational goal. Then there are types of planning. The most popular ways to describe organizational plan are by their coverage, that is strategic, tactical and operational, time frame, short and long term, specificity, specific versus directional, frequency of use, single use and standing. Then first one is strategic plans. Strategic plans are designed to meet the broad objectives of an organization, to implement the mission that provides the unique reason for organization's existence. They are set at top managerial level and are meant to guide the whole organization. An organization's strategic plan is the starting point for planning. For example, in order to deal with uncertainties of raw material availability, a company's strategic plan may purport to acquire its own facilities for generating raw material. Then tactical plans. Tactical planning deals primarily with the implementation phase of planning process. Tactical planning turns strategy into reality. Tactical planning usually has 1 to 2 year time horizon. Tactical planning is usually tightly integrated with the annual budget process. Then next is operational plans. Operational plans provide the detail of how the strategic plans will be accomplished. Example of planning by supervisors include scheduling the work of employees and identifying needs for staff and resources to meet future changes. Operating plans tend to be repetitive and inflexible over the short run. Change comes only when it is obvious that plan and specific action steps are not working. Tactical plans are based on organization's strategic plan. In turn, operational plans are based on the organization's tactical plans. Then short range and long range plans. Time is an important factor in planning. Generally, a short range planning means a plan for 1 or 2 years. Long range planning means a plan for 3 or 5 years or more. This period, of course, may vary according to the nature and size of the business. Then specific and directional plans. Specific plans are established to achieve a specific purpose and dissolve when purpose is accomplished. For example, a manager who seeks to increase his firm sales by 20% over given 1 year of period might establish specific procedures budget allocation, and schedules of activities to reach the objectives. These represent specific plans. Directional plans. They identify general guidelines. They provide focus but do not lock managers into specific objectives or courses of action. Instead of following a specific plan to cut cost by 4% and increase revenue by 6% in the next 6 months, a directional plan might shoot for improving corporate profit by 5 to 10% every year. Single use and standing plans. Single use plans. Single use plans are detailed courses of action that probably will not be repeated in the same form in the future. For example, a firm planning to set up a new warehouses because it is expanding rapidly will need a specific single use plan for that project, even though it has established a number of other warehouses in the past. Then, standing plans. Standing plans are ongoing plans that provide guidance for activities repeatedly performed in the organization. Then, there are advantages of planning. Planning helps to clarify objectives. Planning enables organization to adapt to uncertainty and change. It enables choice. Planning gives competitive strength. Planning enables resource allocation. It helps in performance of other functions. It helps to facilitate control. Then limitations to planning. Planning is an expensive and time consuming process. Planning curbs the initiative of manager. Plans involve an element of uncertainty. Planning beforehand is not always beneficial. Planning provides a false sense of security. Planning delay action. Limitation of managers to plan. Planning cannot be viewed in isolation. So, this is all about the process of planning. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation.